Hey everyone, welcome back to Bros and Shows. I'm your host, Josiah, aka Mauler67, and with me, as always, I got my buddy, I got my pal, I got my brother Austin. Austin, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty okay. I just, playing things, enjoying life, upset my work for laying off one of the 5 people I work with. They let go of
Oh man.
the at-home worker who has been with the company for like 10 years or so, but they closed down his site in New York, moved it to Pittsburgh. He's been with us since I moved to the position, and then they just cut him off technically last week. But we've been like managing, not like fantastically, like not happily, effectively. And then this last 2 days have been really rough because one of the other people requested off and the other person got sick, and so it was two people doing the job of like 5 people effectively, and it had us like working all day, like running around doing everything. Basically we had to be like going 110% to keep up with everything, but we got through it. We did it all, and we were lucky that we didn't get swamped on one aspect of the job like we thought we would. And so that's the real reason why we got through it, was because technically one of the things wasn't coming through at the normal pace. So dealing with that. Then my LARP has been getting a little drama stuff happening that I'm not involved. It's relationship stuff. It's 2 players used to date and then they're no longer dating.
Oh yeah, I knew
And yeah, it's just like, I'm like, that's great for y'all. I'm good. I'm not going to get involved with that. I'm like, y'all are still like LARP friends to me, which is the equivalent of saying like, I enjoy playing games with you, but outside of this, I don't think we're close enough to like talk about other things like that. So I'll just be in my corner writing down my little numbers. And that's basically what I did. So that was yesterday. Got home, played Final Fantasy X all day today, buddy. All day. It was a good day. I played it and then finished up Mythic Quest Season 3. Austin, how was your weekend?
Well, it was all right. Like, it's just pretty much like what I did was I just played games with you guys until like late at night on Saturday into Saturday morning, and then I fell asleep, and then we just pretty much we went really didn't do anything until about Saturday night. Last night at 7 o'clock we went to go-kart. So we went into go-karts, which was pretty funny because my wife recommended it. It was like, we should go go-karting with her friend and her husband. Okay. And we went, and they were all scared of it. Like,
interesting.
And so then I was like, you guys pick this. Like, I love go-karting, and every time I went past them, like, they're pushing on the brakes, like going around a corner and stuff. It was so funny. I was just like, don't do that. Like, that's the reason why people don't, like, you're supposed to race. Like, just let your foot off the gas and go around the corner. And then they're like, oh, okay. My wife wrecked like 10 times. But overall.
Did you take plushies with you of little shells and chuck them at each other?
I wish.
That's how you really have fun going go-karting.
But no, like my lap time was like 35 seconds lap time, and hers was like 2 minutes. It was pretty funny. We had a good laugh on that.
Yeah.
The other thing that we did was really we didn't do too much. We actually went to then we came home, and then we went to Franklin Park to see the cherry blossoms, and then we got to today we just cleaned all day because there was a problem. We had raccoons in our chimney, and we got them out. And then that was a whole ordeal that happened. And then today, my father-in-law's birthday is on Wednesday. So we went out tonight to go celebrate his birthday. Like, we took him out to dinner.
Okay.
So he chose to go to a pizza place that's local in town, which was okay. Like, me and her really don't care too much for the pizza place. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not. It's like, you know how it is with like Pittsburgh pizza, where like, you know, the same 3 places that are close to you use the same distributor, so it tastes pretty much the same.
Yeah.
That's exactly how this place is. Like, it tastes exactly like the other place that we go to, and we're like, this one's cheaper than this, like, you know. So it doesn't really change anything. So that happened, and then we just we went to work out at the Y today, and then we came home. So yeah, that's pretty much all. I'm pretty bored. Pretty much.
Hey, man,
we're boring.
not every week can be winners, but at least it was pretty safe.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you know, next week I'm gonna have a good week.
Yeah.
Because I only have to work until Thursday.
Oh, there you go.
Because we have spring break for my school.
Oh, spring break.
So I'm off Friday.
Are you going to Palm Beach?
No. I'm actually just going to have Easter with my brother and friends.
Oh,
my
that's
mom.
Lame.
My family. Because like I have the 18th till the 28th off. So 10 days. I have 10 days off coming up. So I'm just gonna like chill out, probably play a bunch of games with other people. Oh yeah, I worked out with Mama Burkhart. She went with me, so
where'd you go with me. What'd you guys do? Just walked on a treadmill or something like that?
So she walked on the treadmill, and then I told her, I was like, hey, you know, to build your metabolism, to speed it up, you know, weight training can happen. Like, I was like, you don't have to lift a lot, just a little bit of muscle that could really help burn that weight.
Gaining muscle is necessary for weight loss, because the more muscle you have, the more you burn in the process of it. So you're not wrong. Like, that's the number one thing that people are trying to lose weight do wrong. They only do like cardio by itself. Again, saying this as a massively overweight guy means nothing. What I mean is that when I was in high school, I was a power lifter. Like, I was not always just a big old fat guy. I was still a big guy, but I did that on purpose to be a football player. And then after I got out of high school, I was just like, ooh, Taco Bell every day. They opened it up. What else was I going to do? But yeah, no, like, if you're going to lose weight, you want to do weight train and cardio, because that's the two go hand in hand. You don't have to do a lot of weight training, just enough to like keep it moving, keep it going. So
yeah, so we did some like I did some triceps pull downs. We did some curls, like, you know, just regular curls, and then we did some hang downs, like just for the chest a little bit, just a couple chests, and then, you know, and that was it. That's all we did. We did 3 sets of each, and that was it. But before that, I did like a whole bunch of weightlifting, and then the girls walked on the treadmill. Yeah, you probably will be sore, but that's what that protein was for. It was to help you with your soreness. Just drink plenty of water, and then when you go to work out with us tomorrow, we'll just do a light, like we'll still introduce those ones. But yeah,
I still say a great remover of not dehydration, of lactic acid, soreness, is to actually drink a 8-ounce glass of chocolate milk, because the milk and everything in it is very quickly absorbed in the body, and the sugar that's in the chocolate is what your body is removing itself from whenever you get sore. So whenever I was in football, we always did that. Some of the kids, like Dave and whatnot, they would come in with like a half a gallon of chocolate milk, and I'm like, I don't know if that's necessary, but like, it helps. But
well, see, like,
those were the times.
So we were just talking about this, and it's pretty funny that you bring up chocolate milk. So there is one thing in my life that I can smell, and it just brings back memories of my childhood. And
propane gas.
Like a drink. No, how'd would you know?
Because it's true. For maybe not propane, natural gas does that to me.
Oh,
When I smell natural gas, I think of like home growing up for some reason. And I remember when I told that to a teacher one day, she looked at me, she's like, "That's not okay.
That's not okay.
That's not good for you."
Nope, it wasn't. No, it is Nesquik. So like when I smell Nesquik, I feel like it's like childhood in a can for me, and that's what I tell Sid. I was like, it's childhood in a can, and she says the same thing with Capri Suns. Like Capri Suns is her jam.
Interesting.
So she's like, it's like bringing
it's
me back
weird to me
that.
that you say Nesquik. I don't remember having Nesquik a lot whenever we were kids.
Really?
Dad would always buy the chocolate gallons of milk because he was like, Josiah drinks way too much freaking milk. And if I buy him his own gallon and he runs out, then we know he's drinking too much milk and we can like be like, stop. But then I caught on to the trick and I would fill up my glass with half chocolate milk and then half of the regular. And then I would have a bunch of milk. They're like, it can't be Josiah causing all the milk to disappear. But it was me all along.
Yeah, but milk was cheap back then compared to now. Wow.
I mean, it's still pretty, like, it's not, milk was never cheap in the era it was. Like, even now, it's like, what, $5 a gallon, maybe, like, less than that, or something like that?
It's $2.30 here.
Okay, up here, it's like 3 something, 4 or something.
Yeah.
But, like, we hoarded milk. Whenever I go and talk to people about milk drinkage as a kid or whatever, they get all whenever I'm like, yeah, we go like 3 gallons a week or something like that. And they'd be like, you only get 1 gallon that lasted you for like a week and a half. I'm like, oh, no,
we drank milk. And when we talked about like people drinking milk,
yeah, they
all
also
the time,
feel
they would be just like, what, you drink milk? And I'm like, yes,
that's not good for you. Only babies drink milk. I'm like, oh, you're missing out. It's like, well, I'm like,
alcohol that's completely poison, has no traditional value to you.
No, it's bread. It's bread. No, I'm kidding.
Bread. No, so Nesquik for me is like that. And the reason why I have that is because a lot of my friends, when I went to go stay over at their houses, had Nesquik. So like we always had Nesquik. And I was missing Nesquik. And like since I found out I was like type 2, I was like, this sucks. Like I can't drink, you know, I can drink like almond chocolate milk, but I was like, I don't know, it just doesn't have the same jam as Nesquik.
Yeah.
Then I was like walking in the store the other day with Sid, and I was like, oh man, I miss Nesquik. And I look straight over and I see like in green letters, it's like no added sugar. And I was like, oh, they came out with a Nesquik for me. And I was like, yeah. And
maybe.
I looked at it.
Did you look at the sugar?
Yeah, I look at macros. I always do.
Okay.
So it's 1 gram of sugar, which I kind of knew that, but like you're not going to prevent everything. Like it's not like I'm going to
no. I mean, sugar is basically where you want to be if you're going to add sugar. I was just wondering if like, so do you do like that Nesquik plus like what type of milk? Almond milk. Is almond really low in sugar or is it really high in carbohydrates?
So almond milk is about 30 calories for like 2 cups, and then like carbs is 3 grams. So 3 grams of carbs. Sugar, there's only like 1 gram of sugar in the ones that I do. It's unsweetened. I use unsweetened.
Of course. Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of people get the problem. The only problem that a diabetic has is like oat milk. Oat milk can like have a problem.
You say that. Sorry. I'm about to go on a tangent. You finish what you were going to say.
But yeah, like I don't drink oat milk because it does raise my sugar. Like I've had it before and it my sugar, and oatmeal does the same thing.
Oh,
like certain oatmeal. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Well, like I guess it's probably because the large amount of carbs, and then your body breaks down the carbs to make sugar, and then it's like, oh no. Or maybe that's I don't know.
The fiber that's introduced into oatmeal isn't enough for it to break down the carbonization of that, because there's too many carbs of that. Like that's why you're full, because of the fiber. But you can eat, like I can eat steel grit oats, which are nasty. I hate those. Like I don't eat those. I like regular oatmeal.
But so my roommate Matt loved those things.
No, man,
like he always got steel grit oats. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but no, like, so that's why I've done almond milk for the last couple of times. It's something that like it helps with like like a lot of people have a problem when they find out that they have this. They think they should just cut carbs completely, and then like there's no, carbs and sugar are the problem, but really those are just symptoms you're using. But like what you should do is like get good carbs, like beans that have tons of fiber in it. So like when I eat beans, I'm full, but I'm also, my sugar's not as bad as like, it's at, like my sugar has returned back to normal. Like when I first started, my sugar was like 150, 160, which 140 is the range you want. Like when you eat, that's like the range you want to be at.
Okay.
But now my range is about 100 to 105. Like, so like I've brought that down because of my diet and exercise and like how my lifestyle has changed. So that's why. But I don't go out and just eat things because I know it's like a habit that I used to have where I was like, oh man, yeah, it's fine. I'll drink all this milk and I'll just work it off. And then like, no, don't work like that. Just a glass of almond milk. Like I have my tea, like I drink tea now more. And then, like one diet soda, like, or zero sugar soda. That's the kind of stuff I do. So, yeah. no, that makes complete sense. It's one of those things that like knowing how to properly manage that stuff, especially like, you mentioned being diabetic, understanding that being diabetic doesn't mean you can't enjoy certain things. It just means understanding what you should and shouldn't be having at what quantity. So yeah.
No, I think that's great.
Like if I eat a whole, if I'm eating pizza, like what's an alternative that's great with pizza? Like I could eat a salad, then eat the pizza, because then I'll be more full and I won't eat so much pizza that are high in like the carbonization of bread. Oh, stuff like that.
I always think about that, how like if I buy a pizza, right, I can destroy a pizza. And I was like, how can I eat so much of this and still like I'm full, but I don't feel satisfied is the best term to say. Yeah. And it's for that reason.
Well, see, that's why like it was so weird because like when I ate all that stuff, like pizza all the time, and I ate all that other stuff, I feel full, like, but I felt like bloated full. Like I was, oh man, this is terrible. I'm full. I'm gonna throw up. But like when I eat like beans and I get all that fiber and then I'm full, I'm like, I feel good full. Like I feel like, I have energy, like I want to go do stuff. Like when I change that, it's just changed everything, where I'm just like, I don't feel tired anymore. Like I can sleep 6 hours and feel like I slept 12.
It's the reason why I like chili, man. Yeah, chili does that for me. But
I used to be a huge component about no beans and chili, but I am a huge bean guy now, so I love beans.
I love chili. All types of chili I love, unless it kills me, and I'm not a huge fan of that. All right, Austin. Well, talking about other failures, let's go ahead and talk about Mythic Quest Season 3.
Yeah, and the game that is ending.
Yep. They officially canceled Mythic Quest after Season 4, and apparently
there's one episode.
They're rewriting the last episode to tail up everything to like finalize it. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Some people were wondering if it's being like reshot or anything like that. It's like, no, they apparently shot it in the thought process that it would be canceled, so they were prepared. So Austin, going into Mythic Quest, I would need to ask, no I don't, Austin, because like I said, I'm always the one who leads into this, so it's weird to be like this.
What did you think of Mythic Quest? Because I made you watch it. So
of course. I liked this season. The season 3 was pretty good in my book. I enjoyed the changes that they did, and okay. So the second season felt like a good season, but the dynamic, I wasn't a huge fan of everything going on. I think the changes that they made in this season helped a lot. Still despise Joe. The actress does an amazing job on that. Like, she very much plays her as like that character, like that type of person, which we've all met those type of people, and I don't enjoy those type of people. But my dislike of the character is an acknowledgement that she's a great actor, or actress. This season I felt like Poppy and Ian were a little more or Ian, whatever you call him, a little more unbearable. No, flip that. Ian was more bearable. Poppy was more unbearable. Like, she just became much more like, she went down the Always Sunny route of like being problem or problematic and not caring and like doing all this stuff. And I'm like, oh gosh, she's hitting that area. Brad and Joe working back together, and they're like, we're changed, we're not the same person that we used to be, blah blah. And in the beginning you're kind of like, no, what's their angle? Like, Brad's still who he is. And then like as the season continues on, you're like, oh no, he isn't. He has issues doing some of the stuff he did. The rehabilitation oddly has worked when you think that it wouldn't. And then, man, I was actually kind of disappointed that they got rid of CW. They had his character get killed off. I don't know if it's because the actor had too much stuff to do, or he couldn't come back to working or filming or whatnot. I don't know. But they killed him off in a single episode, had him do like a whole like ride out with him, his ashes flying over space, which I thought was pretty in universe epic. In display of the character, it's kind of sad because like they didn't really give him like an amazing send off effectively. All around, I think the season was good. I found it funny that they had I forget the actor's name. It was like Joe Manzuko, I think it is. Know him because of D&D. He's like a big D&D person.
You're talking about Joe. Oh wow, you like messed up that last name. That like I couldn't. Mazzano or whatever his name is.
Manganiello. I can't say his name. I apologize, but I know him because of one. He's big into D&D, and he was on Critical Role, and I think his like paladin is like canon now to the universe of D&D because he steals Vecna's hand, and that was a very epic scene. But yeah, no, it was kind of cool to have him in. And then another actor that came out of left field that I went like whenever I saw him was Sam Witwer, playing Ian's dad, which I got all excited when I saw him. You know what happened, Austin?
What was that?
I instantly looked at him like, man, I need to rewatch Being Human. I like it. Like I love him as an actor. I like the stuff he's in. He just has a presence to him that I very much enjoy. And so I would love to rewatch some more of that to enjoy that as well. Yeah, it just all in all, like my just fast take of it is just it was a good season. I like the dynamic shift and changes that they did of it. And I didn't really feel like anyone like I didn't feel like anyone was too terrible or like too over the top. Poppy almost got there, but they kind of recovered her. But Austin, what did you think whenever you watched this season?
I will say this is my favorite series episode.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that episode because the ending, that episode like hits a lot of things for me. You know, like because it's about mental health. It's about like a woman that can't deal with her depression, and she has to use like these avenues, and it's like this thing where she's like 1 minute she's fine, she's having fun, but next minute she's like a total wreck. She doesn't believe in herself at all, and like it like hurt me because when like, you know, the grandpa shows up and like his dad, like Sam Witwer comes in and he's like, hey, you know, you're gonna come live with me, you know, and I was like, oh man. And then you're like, yeah, she's got mental health issues. And like the part where she's like crying in her bed like got to me. I started crying a little bit. I was like, man, I felt like I feel that. Like I've known people that feel that, and I know someone very close to me that feels that a lot. And you know, it just like was very impactful, where you just feel helpless, and you know, you don't feel like you can do anything. and no one's in your corner for that, you know. And it feels like the only person in her corner was like her son, and you know, it kind of felt. I really enjoyed that episode. I thought it was well done. It moved me, and when an episode moves me like that, I'm like, that's a great episode. There is something that I hate in this series, and I'm not gonna say anything until you watch the next season, and then I'm gonna say the thing that I noticed it for a while, and I know that they're gonna do it sooner or later, and then it happens like towards the end of season 4, and I kind of knew it, and I was like, I hate this. I hate it.
Is it Poppy and Ian getting together?
Yeah, like I just hate it.
They kind of allude to it at the end of the season.
Well,
and I'm like, oh, is that what they're going to go with them together? Yeah. So I'll be honest, right? I thought in the serious episode, we were going to find out that Ian and Poppy are actually the same age, and like they became friends, like through the library or something like that, you know. But instead, they make it like, oh no, Ian's older than her. She gets into wanting to code because of his game, which is based off of the planet that we see in the episode that him and his mom made and did. Yeah. And I'm like, I like that. But their like age is like very ambiguous. And so like him saying like, I love you, Poppy, and then she's like, I love you too. And he's like, yeah, I know. And like you get that like vibe or whatever that it's like she's realizing that she does like him. Does not feel very like genuine in this moment. Like it's just like maybe she's so starved for a relationship that just a single person saying I love you instantly made her like feel that way. Because she spent the whole 2 seasons saying like she hates his guts, she does not like him, she has nothing to do with him, and it felt weird for it just to kind of appear at the end of the season, to me at least. But I don't know, man. I guess I'll see.
I just don't like how they do that. But I will say about this season, I like Brad's character a lot in this season. I thought it was really funny. I enjoyed him a lot. I also like the new testers. Have you
the men?
Yeah, the men are hilarious. I think what's great is like the next season is just it ramps up so bad with them that I'm just like, this is great. Whoever wrote this part for these testers are great.
So here's my issue with the testers, right?
Yeah.
I like Phil, the art director, and whenever he finds out, he's like, "Oh, you're discriminating against old people here." Oh, I'm so happy this day come, and like he's like trying to sue, and people are like, "I don't want to sue this place." He's like, the testers. That's what I'll do. And walks in there, and it's 2 old people, and I'm like, "See, this is why you can't bring up that you're suing them, because they're just going to quickly change their thing just to avoid a lawsuit." And I felt bad for him because I'm like, this was the year of the Phil, and Phil just got it taken away from him. And I was upset because I'm like, that dude deserves a win. Like his team deserves a win in some regard because it is not right. I did like how at the end of the Christmas episode, they point out that they gave a Christmas bonus to everyone. So I'm like, okay, at least they're getting more money. But Christmas bonus doesn't mean anything when you're getting underpaid. Just saying,
Correct. 100%.
But yeah, I really enjoyed Sam showing up. I really enjoyed who else was there? There was someone else who showed up that was like either here, but I can't think of it. Never mind. I can't think of it. But sorry, Molly's in my hand. She's occasionally like pulling up and grabbing me by the beard. Yeah. No, like I really think this season was really well done. Yeah. I enjoyed the fact that both Poppy and Ian were not like part of the game itself, And I love that they opened it by saying like, yeah, the game's doing good. Like we're making a bunch of money. And then at the end, they're like, hey, we're losing people because we're not releasing anything new. And that's the issue with online MMO games. Like, well, live service game more than anything else. Like, you have to keep putting out content to retain people so they buy stuff so you can keep fueling it. But when Ian and Poppy left, they no longer were making anything and they were just riding the wave. And it's like, yeah, they have to release a new expansion or they have to do something, you know? So, well, I guess we'll kind of see what happens in the next season when it comes to that piece at least. I did like David getting a little more like self-respect and getting better at stuff.
Yeah, when he takes that role, it's a little bit better. Like he's he does it.
His character doesn't feel like just the joke is that he is incompetent. I also I love the fact that they gave what's her name? I think it's Carol, the HR lady. They gave her like promotion on promotion, and she keeps getting promoted. And I'm like, I'm glad she's getting more airtime. I enjoy her kind of like personality and her like, you guys are idiots, stop doing this type deal.
Oh man, you're gonna love season 4 because she is like a big part of season 4. And
yeah,
it's
good.
Hilarious. I love that part of season 4 is her. She is one of the best characters on the show. I will say that. I like how she's written. I think her and the two testers are my favorite so far because their whole storyline next season is just ridiculous.
Well, they start to explain their history with like the one being like, I'm sobriety over my, like I'm no longer drunk. I'm trying to connect with my kid because I spent my whole time when he was growing up drinking. And I was like, we're just getting bad like lore drops on these two random testers, and I don't know why. Like,
it's so good. It's terribly good. I love it. It's so good.
I liked how in the ending it was it Donna, Joe, and Brad getting together, like, we're going to make a rival competitive game effectively. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm okay with that. I like the idea of it like splitting off for like people trying to do their own thing. I like that Rachel became the head of like money thing, and she's like, she's really good. And it's like I did this to you. It's like, no, you didn't. It's like, yeah, I made you break your morals so quickly. And she's like, oh my god, you're right.
Look how many zeros are on this chip.
Yeah. It made me. I enjoyed that a lot. I think one of the best like reveals that made like I had to do a double take because I was like, wait, what? Was the elevator when you realize that they moved out, like they're like, we're making a new game studio, and they left to the floor above them. When that happened at the end of the episode, I was like, the heck, man.
Yeah,
it made me laugh.
Yeah, and the part where like Dave, I think that's his name, the head director guy,
David,
where he gets stuck.
Stuck in there. He doesn't understand how everything works.
The elevator.
It's also stupid whenever they're like talking about the rooms, like you have to think about it, and then the computer does it. Also, I don't know if you realize this, but the whole game that they made, Hera, or what the freak did they call it? Like Playhouse or Playpen or something like that? Playpen. That's just Roblox. They just explained Roblox.
Yeah.
Each of these each season is just them picking another popular game and then just being like, and we're going to say that we made this version in this world. Like, imagine if the people who made WoW are also the people who made Roblox. Like, that would be crazy, but yeah, that's not how that always works. Oh no, she's on the attack.
Oh man, she's on the
yep, she's biting. You can just leave. You don't have to be in my hands. See? She's like, I'm tired of being in here. I'm going to attack you. It's like, I'm not holding you in a, like, I'm not grabbing you. Just leave. You don't need to attack me. But no, the other thing I will say is I like the serious episode with both Ian and Poppy in it. There was something, you pointed out about like the depression thing. I think it kind of showed more how like one's being raised completely affects their personality and issues with them, right? Because like they both had issues with their parents to a degree. Ian didn't have like a connection between his dad. He didn't like his dad. His mom had mental issues and she wasn't always there, but she was very supportive of his ideas and everything, and being like, you are great, you are good, you are important. And then like for like Poppy, her dad was super supportive of her, but her mom was like strict. You have to do this. You have to do it at your best potential. Like she's very like controlling. And it, like I really like, I didn't tear up at all in watching any of this stuff like you said, but I did get like super like, oh, that's like super adorable. Like that's what I would want whenever the dad and her are like sitting there playing Final Fantasy 9 on the PlayStation, and she's like super excited and the dad's just there watching. Like it's like, that's what the type of relationship I would want with a kid if I had like a kid, or like I was friends with a kid. Like it's like that thing. It's like, hey uncle, will you do this? I'm like, heck yeah, I'll watch you play this game. I don't care, let's do it. Like that's the type of stuff. Whenever we were like kids, we used to do that all the time with like Legend of Dragoons or Final Fantasy 10 or anything like that. So that was a nostalgia and a very enjoyable piece. I did find it slightly corny that the dad was like, you have to beat the recital boss and do this. I was like, that's a little corny. But when she asks for a bike and she starts leaving with the bike, she's like, suck it, Jen, or whatever the little girl's name. It made me laugh. I was like, heck yeah. So
the part in that episode that made me laugh really hard is like when like Ian and his mom are in like the hardware store and she like throws
oh yeah, she starts doing all this crazy stuff. Yeah. And then he's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? It's like, ah!
And then they run. Yeah, no, when they walked in that convenience store and he mentions like spray, like red mist, and she's like, oh, like this, she opens a can and just sprays it. I was like, what the freak are you doing? Like those are toxic fumes that you're just spraying willy-nilly, and I assume that's paint, so you're just spraying paint everywhere to make a kid like be like, oh, and then she does the glare, and I was like, oh no, she's the worst type of person. And then it cuts to her throwing the barrels. I was like, oh no, don't do this.
Yeah.
I was so happy they showed the after cut of that with the guy yelling. It's all over the place, because if they didn't, I was going to be upset about it. I'm like, you know what's pretty messed up? Who cleaned up that mess? Now we know. They were being jerks.
They just ran.
Exactly. So yeah. But no, I liked the season. Season was good. I'm interested to see how season 4 goes. Is season 4 complete? Like, or do they have one more episode?
Yeah, so it is complete, but that's the thing. Like, I was actually going to talk to you about this because I don't know how they're going to do it. Because supposedly it is complete. Like, I've watched it, and then they came out with their sideshow called Side Quest, which we have to do we have to watch the 4 episodes of that sometime, because the art director gets 1 episode. The first episode of Side Quest, the art director's episode, which is, I was like, oh, he's gonna love Side Quest. But I don't know how they're doing it. Like, the season 4 has finished. Like, I watched the last episode of season 4, and they leave it off on a cliffhanger because it happened.
So I just found it. Sorry, the second I asked, I started searching and like listening. Like, the new version of the 4th season finale first aired on March 26th, and now the de facto series finale will premiere on Apple TV Plus next week with the new ending. So this was done on April 12th. So I guess it could be the 19th. We're not going to be able to do Bros and shows next week anyways, because we have holidays. Yeah. So maybe we could just do season 4 the week after, and everything will be done. We could probably watch the last episode together, honestly, because we'll be back at the same time together.
I was going to say, we could do that. Or we could put a pause on it, and then we could wait, and then we could watch the 2 shows that we've been wanting to watch, and then we come back. It's up to you. Because the 2 shows that are going to end, like Daredevil ends this week. And Invincible has been done. And Last of Us season 2 starts tonight. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, we have a lot coming up here soon.
No, we have 2 shows. That's all it is.
Yeah.
There's a Simon that just says let's finish Mythic Quest, then go into it, right? Because we can do the ending of Mythic Quest with the full finale, like the edited finale, and then we can talk about what they changed in it. Because you have seen it, I have not, so I wouldn't know what was changed or what was added. That's where my brain's kind of laying on personally. Like, I know that means we'll be waiting a week, 2 weeks for what show ended? Is it Invincible?
Invincible ended like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, Invincible ended 3 weeks ago, but
Daredevil ends this Tuesday.
Yeah, this Tuesday. I'd say we just wait, because like as much as I like Daredevil and whatnot, I'm down with just keeping things in order for now. I think if this didn't fall on the holiday weekend, I would have different opinion, because even if we wanted to do Daredevil next, we're still not doing it next week. We're still not doing Bros and Shows next week. So there's no like time crunch effectively in my head.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my thought process. Plus I also have Mythic Quest already up on the screen, so
Makes sense.
Geez, that would be annoying. So all right, Austin, do you have anything you want to say about Mythic Quest Season 3? Or are you ready to finalize this epic quest?
Oh man, I'm ready to finalize this epic quest.
It's a Mythic Quest, not epic. Learn your... No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no.
You fell for my trap card. Okay. Well, Austin, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Bros and Shows. Had great fun. Enjoyed it. I guess I'll see you next time, which won't be next week, but the week after.
Yeah.
And to everyone out there, thank you all so much for stopping by, and thank you all so much for tuning in.